I want to talk about credit because a lot of people overvalue credit. They significantly overvalue credit. Oh, and I also want to get into truck drivers. I know I got a lot of truck drivers. Yeah, you seen it, Peter Investor. I want to get into truck drivers. I want to break that down also if we have time. But first, let me mine this out. A lot of people are very much overvaluing credit. Oh my God. Why is my wife signed in as me inside of on the chat? Said it's me, Rita. I'm not sure how I'm signed in as Anton. Honey, that's because you manage my emails and you probably signed in as me, right? I'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to be reading super chat shortly. Thank you to everybody that's contributing to the platform. But a lot of people are overvaluing credit. And one of the reasons why you see so many repossessions and foreclosures are up, and even conversations when it comes to relationships, people often say things like, I have to check his credit score, or I want to know what his credit score is like, and all of this other type of stuff, right? And that to me is a red flag. In relationships, when you're getting to know somebody, let's say that they take you out or you taking them out and y'all at lunch, y'all go on a coffee run, or you want to trick off and you decide to take her to Ocean Prime and you run up the tab, you run up the check. You run up the tab and you run up the check and y'all having a conversation. Let's say you're getting to know her. And now y'all have gotten to the point where y'all feel comfortable having conversations about money, going into things extensively about what you do. Y'all already know how many kids each other got. You trying to date a single baby mama, whatever, right? I'm not going to get into the relationship talk because that's going to be for Wednesday. We'll get into that. We got a live stream tonight with Q. So the Q show is popping off tonight. Make sure y'all tap in on the other channel, right? Rita says she back. Timeout says absolutely check the credit score. For what? For what? Does that indicate anything? What does that tell you? When a woman says, what's your credit score? Or vice versa. You say, you ask her, what's her credit score or whatever. What is that supposed to tell you? What does it tell you? Does the context matter? Does the score matter? Does the number matter? What is it supposed to tell you? Let's say that the person has a 740 credit score. What does that mean? Does that mean that they got money? Just curious. Does it mean that their credit utilization is on par? What if you add another factor in and you say, okay, you make $100,000 a year and you got good credit? Then what? Let's say you have no missed payments. What does that mean? I'll give you this, right? Here's an important thing that you really need to start paying attention to, okay? Lifestyle. Lifestyle is 10 times more important than somebody's credit score. All credit does, what up, Manny Man? What's up, big dog? All credit does is it shows that you'll work hard enough to be able to make your payments on time. That's it. You are a gamification opportunity for the banks. What if you got good credit, but you have a lot of things financed? You got a car note, you got a mortgage, you got credit cards, student loans, but you're paying everything on time. Does that also justify you being a baller? Does that mean that you make a lot of money, or does it mean that you pay a lot of interest over to the banks? Because more important than the credit score, I'd rather talk to, if I was y'all, a person that don't have no credit whatsoever, has a decent income, is responsible, able to maintain employment, and then more importantly, has a lower lifestyle because that is something that you can build on. You can't build on good credit. Sure, you can run out and finance some stuff. Sure, you can get approved in order to get a business loan. Sure, you can go over there and get a mortgage. But if you don't understand real estate, what good is it? All you're going to do is put yourself in a position to where you have to pay more in interest over to the banks because you don't understand how money works. Credit is for poor people. Credit, largely, not entirely, obviously, there's different context to add into it. Credit is for people, right, to finance and spend more on things that they don't truly need in order to impress people that don't care anything about them. Now, of course, there's additional context. You could be a business owner and you could be thriving, and then you can have an expansion opportunity in which you tap into credit in order to make more money long term, right? You could be a real estate holder and then pull out equity in that property in order to finance a new property, making sure that you put that 20% down in order to buy another real estate investment. And then obviously you got another cash flow on property, so on and so forth. Much different than what it is that I teach inside of the Patreon as far as, the reverse snowball method that I teach y'all, that I have a conversation with y'all inside of the Patreon. But for 98% of the rest of the population that's not looking to use it in order to expand, for 98% of the population that's not using it in order to continue to grow their business, for 98% of the population that's not leveraging it in order to build assets and resources, it's just an opportunity for you to pay for things in order to impress people that don't care anything about you. Which is why I then tell you to stay. Listen, ladies, y'all looking at the wrong guys and y'all looking at the wrong metrics. If you see that guy and he's driving that Toyota Camry and his lifestyle and his car is paid off, right? And his lifestyle is not matching his income because his income is exponentially more than what you see in according to that lifestyle, right? He didn't have lifestyle creep. That's the guy that you want. That's the guy that you want. Because then it means he has options. It means that he has the option to go and buy what he want to buy, but he's disciplined enough not to do it because he's more focused on building assets that then pay for his lifestyle. That's the guy that you want. You want the guy that has options. It's the same thing when it comes to attractiveness. Do you want the person that's leveraged to their eyeballs, but then can show that they can meet the expectation as far as continuing to maintain what it is that he has going on? Or do you want the person that has options, but then choose to continue to rock with you? Women largely want men that other women want, but then they want the man to actually want them and then to reject everybody else, which means he has the option to do what he want to do, but he chose to rock with you, which makes it much more valuable. And then you feel loved. How is it any different from your resources? How is it any different from how it is that you handle your money, right? When I tell people who you are at work is who you are at church, is who you are in your household, is who you are in every aspect of your life, there's going to be little hints and pieces and clues. And that's why I tell y'all to network, not to date. Because when you date, you get the presentation layer. But when you network, you can actually see how people are operating in other aspects of their life, which then give you a hint of how it is that they're going to treat you inside of that relationship. So when we talking about relationships, when we talking about credit, when we talking about all of these different things, finances, resources, how you vote, whatever, it all comes back down to the money, but it's also a reflection of how you're going to be in every aspect of your life. If you have a level of discipline, then that probably means that you have a certain type of discipline to also vet out things effectively and not be the quick trigger when it comes to how you're going to do a business decision. If you're able to not get finessed and tricked off when it comes to the woman, right? If you're not tricking and leading with your money, that also means that you probably know how to vet out for good character when it comes to being able to determine whether or not you want to have a certain person inside of your network. If you don't find yourself at block parties at 12:30 a.m. and getting shot at like over in Baltimore, are we about to get there? Then it's probably a strong possibility that you on Fight Club late at night and you're not finding yourself in a difficult position to have to make an adjustment based off of your circumstances because you're the type of woman that like to be proactively protected instead of having a man crash out for you. Everything is interconnected. It's just like the movie Avatar. We all interconnected, and if you pay attention to one thing, you'll be able to get a clue of how somebody is rocking out in something else. If she running over there and getting a BBL, it's probably a strong indication that she needs validation from outside resources, and she don't have the discipline to actually do anything herself. And so she's taking shortcuts as to how it is that she can get to the results, which she probably do it in every other aspect of her life. Credit is cool. It's nothing wrong with having good credit. But it's not the picture that you need in order to actually make a smart decision as to who it is that you're going to rock with. And more importantly, stop leaning on credit in order to justify your lifestyle. But more importantly, make sure that you have it in order to continue to get access to things and then capitalize off of it on the back end. That's all I'm asking. All right? That's all I'm saying. So I love you. I appreciate you. I just wanted to give you that because it's a lot of people and a lot of conversations, and people don't know what the hell they're talking about when it comes to credit, when it comes to relationships, and how all of it is interconnected and how it always comes back to the money. But I'm a cook for y'all. I'm going to do it.